The Christ Man, How to Make Mankind Whole Again. YesUs. How Your God Suit Works, Folks. By John Paul Elliott, 3A Professor of Whole Data Transformations Lecture Series. Given as an overview of what's really important on God's hill in space. In heaven, or what we call heaven here on earth. There is a huge court of rules which is like our parliament or Congress, but it's a bunch of white skins, who write all the laws or the rules in which the entire universe must exist by these God rules. This has been going on for a very, very long time. How long, you say? Well, maybe as long as 100 billion years. Or what we call years on Earth. Well, I am one of the God court legal anglers. Down here it's called being an attorney. Yes, attorneys are everywhere, and as it says in the good book, as on earth as in heaven, there really is nothing new under the sun. That's where I come in. I am a legalist angler representing God's interest here on earth at this time and frequency. God is being taken to court way too many times, the court costs are through the roof. There is a lot of dissatisfaction in the sky worlds outside of our own little space we are all renting down here on earth. You see, Earth is one of the best space-age travel locations anywhere in the entire universe. This is my opinion, but the amount of souls who travel through Earth, experience God love. Which stands for Lengthy Oscillator of Vibrational Energy Efficient, LOVE. So in the Supreme Court cases now clogging the courts of heaven, the biggest is suing God because you did not get what you and God bargained for. An example, some 50,000 souls booked a love experience, and their life was cut short because of lack of disclosure by God to provide correct and proper instructions 0n how we are supposed to actually operate our human bodies, which should be called God suits, because that is exactly what they are. The truth is that the Supreme High Court of God has confirmed that nearly all legal complaints against God, God's designers, God travel agents, etc., actual complaints by visitors here on Earth, these visitors all have said in their complaints that lack of knowledge about God is the biggest factor for dissatisfaction from Earth's visitors. This is what all God's people suffer from. The lack of knowledge. Knowledge is where the truth about anything lives. In heaven and on earth. As one of the defenders of God's knowledge, my job is fix the issues, and provide complete and full transparency on all of God's rules on how to drive our God suits. The knowledge which I will impart unto your consciousness of how to correctly operate this perfect equipment created by God. Our God suits. The duty of every God-directed anglers. 9 The Bible calls us angels, which we are. After all, we are expressing life as God designed and directed for every living creature on earth, and elsewhere as well. By now you must have guessed that we are all just riding on Earth for a guaranteed living experience, like riding a perfect wave for miles, or anything else you can imagine. That is the key word here. Image into, imagine into. Imagination, which fully engages all imaged thought we see within our heads. Am I correct? Don't you see your own thoughts all the time? Recognizing this is the first step to becoming a Christ man or Christ woman. That is the goal from God for us all within our own consciousness. To achieve mastery of your own God suit is really what I am supposed to train you in. I have had a Class A brain injury when I was 7 years old, and from my recovery I have had many elevated layers of Christ-man consciousness, which fully explains what we all must do in order to cut down on God expenses if we can just learn to become a Christ-man. How does that happen? Ask yourself this question. How does that happen? How can I more fully direct the living energy that I am riding around within my God suit? When you become a YesUs man, you have felt and learn how to drive the God suit as intended. Practice makes perfect really applies here. Listen for God advise through anglers. You will hear may anglers tell you to be ye whole, and ye have no need of a physician. Have you not? There are many things, little things that are left off what they have told us about this word religion. This is what really good anglers are supposed to be all about. All religions are made the same. Just like Christ was made. We too were made the same way. Got here the same way, and when our batteries die off we are all relayed back up into the heavenly world in which we all came. Our rides are finished here when our electrical life energy drains out of the God suit unit. We all live within the firmament which we call as layman gravity. No one should be a layman about anything. With the access to data on the internet, there should not be one person who ignorantly living their lives. We can find out about anything on the earth. Am I correct? Well, if not, go make it so. What the Christ effect can help cure. What is the Christ effect, or how do we become Christ men? Every disease known to afflict all men and all womankind since the beginning of time. Healing us all by becoming part of the great mammal family, creating a pathway to God's design alignment. The Christ effect turns on the body's homeostatic switch calls to action, which fully stimulates and renews and resets and reboots everything. Might as well call it being born again. This born again feature within the God suit simply works by your thought energy efficient, which must be engaged prior to your believing, or you could say ordering the God suit to heal and repairs itself. Well, the Christ effect is the real teachings of the Christ. Your body will be cured with the Christ effect because we are activating the body's design feature, which is called the homeostatic, a highlight of our God suits. Your body's design is what heals you and me by God's design. We are learning to turn the healing switch on inside our God suits. Once this switch is activated by you, your body does in fact cure what ails the God suit. You just do it. I want you to use God's first made for man medicine. Buy God's CBD flowers the natural way that comes from God. Not oil but organic CBD hemp. This helps pump your energy up because that's what it is designed to do. It's made by God, and when you use it like when it was first discovered over 9,000 years ago. This stuff helps redirect your homeostatic on switch, which allows your own thought and belief to make 100% repairs anywhere in the God suit you now call your body. What these God CBD flowers organically grown and 100% legal to sell and ship anywhere in the world. We'll show you how we do this natural secret once you order. Our teaching is free. We sell you the best God medicine ever sold and endorsed by Christ and Moses. The Christ effect works. Did you know you probably been breaking God's God suit protocol law on operational skills? For decades and nobody told us. Well, no worries, the Christ effect is here to save you and set you free within. The Christ effect will naturally recharge your 50 trillion cells. That's what we are all about, and our intention is to help guide you into the Christ effect. Comes easier with God's CBD flowers. God's medicine. If you do not provide your bodies with the Christ effect stimulation, you are breaking God's law of maintenance within your God suit. We are all mammals. As a mammal, did you know you are breaking God's law of natural mammal design? Now that you know this, won't you please consider stopping breaking God's law by doing what mammals do to recharge and reset and reboot themselves? What am I talking about? The secret of Christ. Come on, you've seen this secret, shown to you out in the open all the time, haven't you? Yes, the secret of our mammal family is everywhere, showing us and all the world, reminding the world to do the secret of rebooting, the Christ effect. We just didn't know it was a secret of regenerated health. That's what the Christ effect is sharing with you. Because by doing this little thing, you are becoming born again. Shake it to make it. The Christ effect, it's easy to do and it makes you feel good and provides stimulation to the entire God suit body. Become and believe you are transforming your physical God suit into a living vessel for God's design purposes. YesUs speaks through JP. www.YesUs, World.